Okay, greetings everyone and welcome to the week 8 presentation. At the conclusion of this week, we are halfway through the semester, so congratulations on that. Okay, first thing, some updates. First, it's super important that you don't fall behind during the rhetorical mode unit. I know that I emailed some of you last week when I noticed you weren't watching VoiceThreads, or at least that I could see that you were commenting in them. I just want you to keep up this time and make sure that you are with us. It will be so easy to fall behind, and if you do, it's just so hard to recover from that. So make sure you're watching all the videos and make sure you ask me if you have any questions. Also, I know I've had this on a couple other videos, but come get paper copies. Many of you have. And I know that that will be super helpful for you. So please come see me and get some of those paper copies if you want. Okay, so overview of week 8. There's actually a lot on D2L for this week, but half of the reason is because I gave you 2 opportunities at the end of this week's assignments to actually work ahead. So you have serial, like normal, and you also have some rhetorical mode work this week. So first, your legal justice and the green sheets is your big assignment this week, but also your rhetorical mode essay research is due, so I'll cover that again. And then there's 2 assignments, like I said at the bottom, that you can get ahead over spring break if you want to work on them. Okay, so this week the episode is called The Deal with Jay. So enjoy. I know a lot of you have been frustrated by Jay, so this whole episode is devoted to him. Your curiosity quest is due this week, so I look forward to seeing those. This is your second quest. Don't forget there was a grade sheet that we posted, so make sure you're looking at that as you make your curiosity quest and before you post it. Okay, next is the big part of the rhetorical mode unit for this week. It's called Legal Justice and the Green Sheets. So there's a voice thread. Make sure you're participating in that. I do watch, I do check, I do read everything. If you have questions, I am responding in the voice thread. So if you ask a question, make sure you're checking back. There's also a PowerPoint presentation, again, that I used in the voice thread that you can look at later if you want to reference something. And then you'll see the green sheets and the gray sheets have been posted here in this subfolder, and then there's also an assignment folder. So if you have any questions about this assignment, your first place to go is the voice thread where everything has been explained for you. But you can always email me with questions also. The green sheets, this time we're going to practice using them, but they are a chance for you to start synthesizing all of the different texts you've been reading. And for now, we're looking at the intersection between legal justice and all of the other justice types. But you'll see in the voice thread, I cover all of that. Okay. The next thing is that your rhetorical mode essay research is due this week. You need to have it turned in. The first thing, don't forget, is you need to have your open research done. That is where you're finding one text for each justice type. I think I told you in the video last week when I introduced this that students often tell me they go to the library, their community library. We'll have a much better selection of children's literature, but it's a good idea to go and check out the mythology, check out the Greek myths, the Roman myths, the Native American folk tales. You can look at fairy tales. All of that is great fodder for what you need. So also, I know that you can Google this too, and there's lots of databases online of Greek myths and Roman myths and folk tales and fables, and all of that works. So just think about that, but you're finding one example story. Remember, even if you find something that's nonfiction, and for restorative justice, your best bet is to Google it, and you will find a lot of real-life examples of people practicing restorative justice after a crime. Those are all really great. So your open research is due. There's an assignment folder for that. And then You also have to look in the pool. One thing I did want to mention, a student in my colleague Meg's class found that the Prometheus link did not work. I will be uploading a Word document into this rhetorical mode essay research subfolder so that it's right next to the pool. That way, if you we are asking that you read everything in the pool, so when you get to the Prometheus text, you'll see that it's a Word document there. Okay, so make sure you get your research done and that you complete the assignment and that it's uploaded this week. Okay, the next two things I'm going to cover are what's due in upcoming weeks, and you can use spring break to get ahead. The first thing that you'll notice about this slide is I'm going to put you in, or I already have, put you in what we will be referring to as justice groups. I divided you up. I tried not to go alphabetical this time. It was still pretty random. Just put 4 of you in each group. You'll see that your group members listed below. You can see that on the screen. You'll also see it in the subfolder. And then there's directions for your open research choices presentation. It's super important that your group members are familiar with the stories that you're going to be using in your paper. That way they can help you with the editing and revising process better. And also know that we are working together in our groups. And so if someone presents a story that you really like, we are allowed to share and we use each other's stories also in our text sets. So make sure that you complete this presentation. It's super easy. You're just going over a summary and a justification for all your open research choices. You're going to do that in VoiceThread. So you talk over the slides and then you're going to post it to your justice group. That's not due till week 10, but you could use spring break to get started. Now, the next thing that I've given you is the green sheets. Now, the green sheets are one of the foundational assignments that happen with our justice text sets. So there's instructions here. Make sure you read them. You are going to be responsible for completing a green sheet for each justice type. And they will cover all of the text for that justice type. So remember that there's 5 texts for each justice type. That should make sense in your head now. There's an expository text that I gave you, a story that I gave you. You have your open research choice and your 2 pool choices. That makes 5. So there are 5 texts that you will be responsible for putting on your green sheet for each justice type. And again, for the green sheets this time, and you'll see that in the instruction sheet, you are just, you're not looking at intersections right now. You are just looking for evidence of your justice type in the stories. So the big ideas should come from the theory. They should come from the expository texts. And then the quotes should start in the expository text also, but then you're also looking for those big ideas and the 5 different texts you have for that justice type. So you can see that commutative, distributive, social, and procedural are all due. That looks like week, let's see, March 29th, I believe, is week 10. And then retributive and restorative justice are due the next week. I hope I didn't misspeak on what week that is, but I think that is correct, that yes. So the first 4 are due week 10, and then restorative and retributive are due week 11. So they're going to take you a while. Know that I work on that too, and I've done many green sheets over many texts over the couple semesters that we've taught this course, and it does take a while, but it will pay off. So it's super important for you to get that done, and you might want to get started over spring break. So that's it. I hope you have a wonderful break. I hope that you come back ready and refreshed and ready to do our last 8 weeks. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a fantastic week.